All right. You ready?
Yes.
Let's get started here. So first thing what we're gonna do, we're gonna get our sauce going here. So Christy's going to get our tamarind and our water and our fish sauce. So here's our tamarind. And like I said about the tamarind, it's sweet and sour, so that's gonna give you a little bit of flavor. It comes in a brick form. So biggest thing is we wanna make sure it softens up really well. We got some water.
Tell them to soak their noodles.
Oh yeah. Soak the noodles. Do you want to start over?
That's so good.
Okay. Okay, so we're soaking our noodles. So these are our rice noodles. So we want to soak them for about an hour. So magic of television, I've already have some soaking. So they've been soaking for a little bit, but we are mixing our sauce in here. So we have our water, our tamarind. This is our fish sauce. Use that super sparingly. Okay, it is super strong. And then we have our chili bean paste. And then, all you're gonna do is just stir that around. You wanna try and break up that tamarind as best as possible. You'll have a few little chunks in there, but other than that, it should be okay. So while Chrissy's doing that, I'm gonna get started. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start on the dish right now. I'm gonna start with our egg. So we're gonna scramble our egg a little bit first. So just the one egg. Just gonna beat it up lightly. And then I'm going to add our oil. I'm gonna let that go in there. Throw that in the garbage for me.
Sure.
Thank you, Vanna. And then I'm gonna add the egg. And what we wanna do is you're just gonna scramble it really quick. One thing I'll mention too, whenever you're cooking, if it's sauteing, hot pan. If you don't have a hot pan, it's not gonna do the same thing. So let your pan heat up. This is just an induction burner that I'm using. But if you're using your stove, just let your pan heat up a little bit first. So now I'm gonna add my egg in.
I'll keep mixing.
Sure. And that can go in there. So I'm just gonna start scrambling. You can see my pan was nice and hot, so it doesn't take too long to scramble. We're just gonna get it scrambled up, not too dry, right? Once they're done, then I'm just gonna put them off to the side.
I think egg is gross.
If this was breakfast, I'd be cooking these for another half an hour because not saying my wife is picky.
But she is.
So now I'm just gonna take them off. Okay, so while that's happening, I'm just gonna mention a couple little other things. One thing, right, what we do with supper at home is make sure your stuff is ready to go. If you don't have your prep ready to go, sometimes you're cooking chicken and then you got noodles going and then you gotta cut some onions, and then by that time your chicken's burnt and your noodles are, right, overcooked, or you forgot something. So it's called mise en place, everything in its place. So if you get all your prep done, then all you have to do is just add little bits at a time. So now that our egg is cooked, I'll go on to the next thing here. So we got some oil. Usually at home, we do everything more or less together, right? So whether we make supper together, or if I make supper, Christy will do the dishes. Or if Christy makes supper, I do the dishes. And usually, right, they don't want to clean it up after me because I'm known to make a little bit of a mess, but we're not saying who the better cook is.
I'll say it, you are.
Because this is a relationship series. One thing with chicken and any meat too is when you're cooking it, add a little salt and pepper. If you season your meat while it's cooking, that seasoning goes into it, so it just helps with some of the flavor building. So just a little bit. So, right, salt's a flavor enhancer. It's gonna bring out the flavors of other things. And you can see I got a nice hot pan, so it doesn't take long to cook, right? Meals shouldn't be a hard thing to do. It should be half an hour, and I think a lot of people struggle with that, right? It's intimidating or they don't have time, but if you have everything ready to go, right, it's not too difficult. Or at least I think it's not too difficult. Okay. You know what we forgot to do?
What?
add our sugar to our sauce.
All right.
Okay, we want to make sure our chicken is fully cooked. If you cut it all fairly even, it should cook it roughly the same. If it is, you want to find a nice big piece if you're uncomfortable, and then you can just take a look. If it's opaque or solid or white inside, right, we know that it is good to go.
No pink, right?
No pink. Medium rare chicken. Okay, so I'm just gonna shut that off for now. And we're just gonna, wait a second here, I'm gonna drain my noodles and then we'll go on to the next thing. So like I said, these noodles have been soaking for about an hour. So I'm just gonna drain them. It's just hot water. So I brought the pot of water up to a boil. So we're not cooking, they just sat in the hot water.
You don't cook them.
We don't cook them, we're just, because they're gonna cook in the pan. So we'll just let them dry. Anything else about cooking?
No.
What I think too is experiment, right? This is not a hard dish. Sometimes more ethnic and international cuisines can be intimidating because you don't know the ingredients. But if you find it and you do a little research, it's not too scary. A lot of these ingredients, eggs, chicken, cilantro, right, green onions or scallions, peanuts, it's not, right, a intimidating factor. And 10-minute dish, it's not difficult by any means. And you know what, if you wreck it,
There's always pizza, right? Somewhere.
right? And then for our house it'd be pepperoni and cheese. But, so now that we're ready to go here, next step, I'm just gonna turn it back on here for a second. We are gonna add our next thing, so I need to do some scallions. So scallion is just a green onion. So don't look for scallions at the store, you won't find them. They're just green onions. So we're gonna add those in. Just some minced garlic. And we're just gonna cook that now until that garlic, we want to release its flavor so it starts to heat up. You can instantly smell it. And we're just gonna start to cook it so it starts to go a little bit golden brown. And then we'll be adding our cilantro next and our sauce. But I'll just wait for let our veggies cook a little bit. We have fun with our meals, right? We let our girls, we do meal planning together, and right, we go shopping. Our girls help us at home, and right, we have fun with cooking where we don't try and be too repetitive with things. We try some things. Some members in our household are a little more pickier than others, but if you try it and you don't like it, at least we know for next time. So our garlic is starting to get a little bit golden there, so I know I'm good. I'm gonna add my little bit of cilantro here. Okay, now I'm gonna get in my rice noodle.
We need our bean sprouts.
Oh yeah. Now, we're gonna add our noodles in. So you can just dump them right in there. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is just start mixing it up just to start getting incorporated. The noodles are hot, so this will all come together pretty quick now. And like we said, I even talked about the importance of doing your prep, and I forgot the bean sprouts, so at least we didn't forget them. So now that it's mixed up, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my egg and my sauce in. The bean sprouts we're gonna do last. They won't take long to heat up, so let's get our egg in, sure. Okay, and now our sauce I'll add. The sauce. And I'm just gonna start to mix it up. You can smell that tamarind paste coming out and a little bit of that chili. If you want to grab our serving plate here. Once it's all mixed up, I'm gonna add our bean sprouts in. Bean sprouts don't take too much to cook, so I'm just gonna sort of warm them through. So the dish is actually done. What you can do, right? What I like to do is taste it, right? If If you think it needs more salt, if you like more spice, add more of that chili. If you like more acid, you can add some other things. So you can always taste it before you serve it, and you can adjust, right, to what you like. So if you like a little more spicy, right, add some more heat. We can always add it, you can never take it away. So now what we'll do here quickly is we're ready to plate, and then you're gonna garnish for me.
Okay.
So, all we'll do, right, for supper, right, we're gonna put it, well, for the video we're putting on a nice plate. Usually for supper we just serve it in the pan and everybody have at her. But all we'll do is we're just gonna pile it nicely on the plate. Yeah, set that off to the side, and then if you wanna, we can put our.
What first? Whatever I want?
Yeah. Well, not like that. I'm just kidding. Right, and just have at it. The cilantro is gonna give us a little bit of freshness. It's also going to give a little cooling effect. Right, the green onions, nice raw green onions, same thing, a little bit of crunch and some color.
I love green onion.
And then some peanuts. Right, if you don't like peanut, and if you don't like some of this stuff, just leave it off. And you know what, if you're allergic to peanuts,
don't put them
eat
on.
Yeah. And it's up to you, right, if you want. The recipe says, right, 5 mils or I can't remember exactly, but if you like more than another, right, add some. The lime, right, when you're ready to eat, then you just squeeze it on, right? It's just gonna give us a little bit of acid. Yeah. There you go. So that's our pad thai. Right, so that didn't take too long. That was about a 10-minute dish, but yeah, if you have everything ready to go and work together, it does not take long.
Go team.
All right, thanks.